Well, Drew from Power Products showed up with our new Volvo Penta D6, or should I say 440 horsepower of diesel magic. Got some weight to it. Well, there's this monster. I saw this, I went, hey, it's supposed to be a 440. Guess they all say 400. They tune it when they come to do the initial startup. They set the horsepower. And word has it, but he said don't tell you, but I'll tell you anyway. Word has it they now have the chip to 480 horsepower, which is pretty cool. We could up it to 480. Thing's massive. Gary and I are running some measurements. Better, pretty close. Cut it just a little bit to your right. Just a little bit more. All right, now back up a hair. All right, pretty close, stop. Now let's just move the boat back.
Pretty close right there.
That's real close.
Yeah,
no, you're pretty
down.
close.
Right, go down.
Come down. You go down, Stan. You got like a foot. Come on down, Stan.
Yeah.
It's got to come over a bit.
Yeah, it's not straight. On this side, seeing I can't get a line, a laser line down
Just
here.
take a straight edge, buddy. Put it in the center of it and come up. You know what I'm saying?
Now I can see that red line. It's almost right there on that middle one.
I don't see the line anymore.
I see it.
There it is.
If I get down low, I can see it. Up high, you can't see it.
Gotcha.
I can see it clear now. It's right here.
Well,
then I did some
then mark that and you could just drop a plumb bob off of that. All right. I'd say mark it and drill it.
Okay.
Is that a little spoo, Gary? Put a little spoo on that.
A little bit.
Well, Brother Layton, I would say this is going to be the last time that we set the motor in the boat until she has to come out for her 10,000 hour service.
Down another foot.
Volvo finally dropped off the rest of our care package. Drive, it's the screens, it's everything else. We got a tech meeting with them Tuesday or Wednesday next week here to make the call on the jack shaft so they can get that ordered in the props. Well, I'm with Drew. It was like Christmas morning, opening up 2 huge presents and then seeing more boxes inside. These are the components for the Volvo package going into the new Barretto Cove 26. Gary glued the Neropene up to the bottom of the tank. And to do that, we have a very specific way of doing it. We actually put it on with a trowel, so it's sitting in a full bed. If you put it in strips, condensation will form underneath those strips over time, and that tank will pit.
Shim side on the stringers and then make some brackets.
Okay. This morning, Bo is laminating G10 composite to 2 locations on each side of the fuel tank wells. This G10 will be laminated in those spots, as so Gary can come across with hold down brackets. We'll be able to drill into the G10 and tap. That's cord hull. We'll really lock it in, and with the composite and the stringer, along with the forward and aft hold downs, safe to say these tanks will not go anywhere. These are the custom hold-down brackets Gary designed for the fuel tank. He glued the rubber on 5200, taped them up. He'll leave them overnight, install these bad boys in the morning. Gary, are you playing with smuts again?
Yeah.
The secret is to spread your smuts out evenly, leaving no voids. Voids in smuts leads to condensation. Nobody likes condensation in their smuts. Gary completed installing the hold-down brackets for the fuel tanks, screwed and tapped into the G10, and screwed and tapped into the G10 and the strainer. Needless to say, these fuel tanks aren't going anywhere for a really super long time. Got the center figured out and got the cutout marked out. After lunch, Gary will come in and get it cut. I want to get in there and laminate the open and the keyway. And we can get the drive on. Well, what do we have going on here in this dark corner? Yesterday, Gary got the hole cut. We coated it in some coats of epoxy. This morning, scuffed it up and then coated it in bilge coat, which we coat all the bilges in. It's an epoxy-based pigment. I don't know if you can get any more professional than that. That's the way you cut a keyway out of a vessel. Gary's got the transom assembly lined up with the pumps. And we're getting this installed. We also drilled out the garboard plug. Very nice. Moving right along. This is the cutout to the keyway for the outdrive. You're looking at is the laminate layup. That is what you call beefy. Beefy. B-E-E-E-E-E-F-Y. Wow, the snap-on ratchet matches your shirt.
Almost.
Yeah. That just looks like one high-tech piece of equipment. Gary completed the custom battery box. So Scotty's going to get that along with the shelf that fabricated for the trim pump. I'm going to get those in the booth and get them sprayed. See those mounting screws? Those actually are machine screws that tap into aluminum that is embedded with the forward shelf. Well, Gary is now going to move on to putting some through holes in, getting the bilge pumps in, and getting the transducer in. Anything that we got to get below deck. Scotty got the battery tray and trim pump shelf painted. Today we started cutting holes in the boat. So we're installing the transducer. So if it's 1/4 of an inch, if that was hand laid, it'd be 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah, usually 1/2 to 3/4, yeah. Especially down near the keel.
Yeah, if that was hand laid, it would have been. The cutout was 1/4 of an inch, Vince. Yeah, that's how condensed under vacuum it makes it.
That's amazing.
It is. He keeps turning it.
Mikey down there.
I know. Mikey, stop fucking turning it. Beauteous. So. What Gary is fabricating here is custom bilge bracket. This is enabling us to screw the bracket to the side of the stringer and still get the bilge down low. Putting 2 bilges in this boat, 2,200 gallon on the aft section and 1,600 gallon under the motor. Try to make sure we get the boom boom. Gary is cutting the subwoofer down below the bulkhead. I think it'll be pretty groovy and it'll make the boat bounce. Bump. All right, over the past couple of days, we laminated the subfloor, 2 bulkheads, and 2 pieces of G10 composite. And each of those locations is where both the saltwater washdown and freshwater washdown pumps will be. We also finished the box for the subwoofer. We designed a water tank. It's 22 by 20 by 6 inches, giving us 13 or 14 gallons of fresh water. I'm holding the speaker box in place because it slides down. Well, I guess I can just leave it that way. So I'll cover up the back of the subwoofer. Then the tank will sit flush. Well, we got the batteries in position as well. Ran the saltwater pickup. Pump is going in that well. I ran Schedule 80 PVC pipe. Again, so we don't have hoses hanging all over the place. Water tank will go in there. Freshwater pump will go here. And then the 2 feeds, we're gonna run 2 feeds up each side of the stringer in PVC. And then right here, it'll change over to PEX tubing. And we'll run freshwater down the starboard side and salt water down the port side. My goal is to get the pumps all squared away and get the battery management system wired and continue to start to tie up the rigging. I'll hold off on this back rigging until we get the actuators. This way I can do everything all at once. I have to mount the ICM, the CPM. None of that needs to be mounted right now. I got a few days up forward. By that time, we'll have the trim tabs in, and then I can tie all this up.